What if I told you that the Mandela Effect isn't a glitch in your memory? What if it's a glitch in reality itself? What if everything you see, touch, and experience is nothing more than code in a cosmic computer program? And what if the evidence for this is hiding in plain sight? Welcome to the paradox realm. Today, we're investigating the simulation hypothesis, the disturbing theory that our entire universe might be a virtual reality. And by the end of this video, you'll see 10 pieces of evidence that suggest we might all be living inside the Matrix. Let's start with something you already know is broken: the Mandela Effect. Millions of people remember the Berenstain Bears spelled with an E. They remember the Monopoly Man having a monocle. They remember a cornucopia in the Fruit of the Loom logo. But none of these things ever existed in our timeline. Here's the question nobody's asking. What if these aren't false memories? What if they're remnants of previous versions of the simulation? When programmers update software, sometimes old data bleeds through. Sometimes the cache isn't fully cleared. What if the Mandela Effect is exactly that? Memories from before the last patch update. This brings us to evidence number 1. Reality has a resolution limit. Just like a video game has a maximum graphics quality, our universe has a smallest possible measurement. It's called the Planck length, roughly 10 to the negative 33rd centimeters. Below this scale, the laws of physics completely break down. Space and time become meaningless. It's exactly what you'd expect if reality was rendered pixel by pixel and you just zoomed in too far. Evidence number 2, the double slit experiment. This is where quantum mechanics gets disturbing. When you shoot electrons through two slits, they behave like waves, creating an interference pattern. But when you observe them, when you measure which slit they go through, they suddenly behave like particles. The pattern changes. The act of observation changes reality. It's exactly how a video game renders graphics. Objects only fully exist when the player is looking at them. Turn away, and the program saves resources by simplifying what's off-screen. Our universe does the same thing. Particles exist in superposition, in multiple states at once, until someone observes them. Then reality chooses. Then the program renders. Evidence number 3. The speed of light is a hard limit. Nothing can travel faster than light, not because of physics limitations, but because it appears to be a processing speed limit. In a video game, there's a maximum speed you can move because the computer can only render new terrain so fast. Light speed might be the universe's maximum processing speed, the speed at which new reality can be calculated and rendered. Evidence number 4. Quantum entanglement. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. When two particles are entangled, measuring one instantly affects the other, even if they're on opposite sides of the universe. No signal travels between them. The change is instantaneous. This violates everything we know about cause and effect, unless both particles are accessing the same line of code. In a simulation, there's no distance between objects in the program. They're all just variables in the same system. Change one variable, and anything linked to it updates instantly, regardless of simulated distance. Evidence number 5. Mathematical perfection. The universe runs on mathematics with stunning precision. The golden ratio appears in galaxies, hurricanes, and flower petals. Pi and Euler's number show up in completely unrelated natural phenomena. Physical constants like the speed of light, gravitational constant, and Planck's constant are fine-tuned to astonishing precision. Change any of them by even 1% and the universe collapses. Stars can't form, life can't exist. It's as if someone carefully programmed these values, as if reality is built on a mathematical framework, because math is the language of code. Evidence number 6. Glitches in the Matrix. Beyond the Mandela Effect, people report other anomalies. Déjà vu, the feeling you've experienced this exact moment before. What if that's your consciousness recognizing a repeated loop in the code? Objects appearing or disappearing with no explanation. Time perception anomalies where hours feel like minutes or minutes feel like hours. reality feeling artificial during certain moments, as if you can see through the rendering. These could all be processing errors, moments where the simulation hiccups. Evidence number 7. The Fermi Paradox. If the universe is so vast, with billions of galaxies and trillions of planets, where are all the aliens? Why haven't we detected any signs of intelligent life? One answer is the simulation hypothesis. Maybe we're the only conscious entities in this particular simulation. Maybe other galaxies are low-resolution background rendering. Maybe the simulation only fully renders what's necessary for our experience. Creating billions of intelligent civilizations would require enormous processing power. Easier to create the appearance of a vast universe without actually simulating every star system in detail. Evidence number 8. Tech leaders believe it. Elon Musk has stated he thinks there's a billions to 1 chance we're living in base reality. He argues that if civilization continues advancing, eventually we'll create perfect simulations, and if that's possible, it's almost certain it already happened. We're more likely to be inside one of countless simulations than in the one original reality. Nick Bostrom, a philosopher at Oxford, formalized this as the simulation argument. Either civilizations destroy themselves before creating simulations, or they choose not to create them, or we are almost certainly in a simulation right now. One of these must be true. Evidence number 9. Consciousness is the hard problem. Neuroscience can map every neuron in your brain. We can watch brain activity in real time. We can identify which regions activate for different thoughts and emotions. But nobody can explain why any of this creates subjective experience. Why does the firing of neurons create the feeling of being you? This is called the hard problem of consciousness, and materialist science has no answer. But in a simulation, consciousness makes sense. You're not your brain. Your brain is an interface, a controller, like a video game character. The real you, the consciousness experiencing this simulation, exists outside the program. The brain is just how the simulation translates your inputs and outputs. Evidence number 10. Reality breaks down at the extremes. Look too far into space and Einstein's relativity breaks classical physics. Look too small at quantum scales and particles stop behaving logically. Combine the two in black holes or the Big Bang, and mathematics itself collapses into infinities and singularities. It's as if we're reaching the edge of the map, the boundaries where the code wasn't designed to function. In a video game, if you glitch outside the playable area, physics stops working correctly. You fall through floors, objects behave strangely. Our universe does the same thing at its extremes, as if we're probing the limits of the simulation. So what does all this mean? If we are in a simulation, what are the implications? First, it means the physical world isn't fundamental. Your body, the earth, the stars, all of it is rendered graphics. The real you exists somewhere else, experiencing the simulation like a player experiences a video game. Second, it means death might not be final. If your consciousness interfacing with a simulation, dying in the game doesn't mean you stop existing. It might just mean the session ends. You take off the headset. Third, it means reality is editable. If the universe is code, then sufficiently advanced technology could rewrite that code. Teleportation wouldn't require moving through space. You'd just change the position variable. Healing wouldn't require medicine. You'd edit the health parameter. The laws of physics aren't laws. They're just the current rules of the program. But here's what's truly disturbing. If we are in a simulation, we can never prove it from the inside. By definition, everything we can measure or observe is part of the simulation. Any evidence we find could be programmed evidence. Any experiment we run operates within the rules of the code. It's like a character in Grand Theft Auto trying to prove they're in a video game. They can notice strange patterns, limits, glitches, but they can never step outside the game to see the console. We're in the same position. But here's one thing simulation theory does explain. It explains why ancient spiritual traditions across cultures all arrived at similar conclusions, that the material world is illusion, that consciousness is fundamental, and that we are all one being experiencing itself subjectively. These weren't primitive superstitions. They were the conclusions reached by people who spent lifetimes investigating the nature of reality through meditation and introspection. They saw the glitches, they felt the edges of the program, and they described it in the only language they had.